Now listen, as far as birthdays go, when it comes to people acting like this shit is ultra important, let me show you why I say it ain't all that important because you have people out here in the world that feel like that shit's so important, but them motherfuckers got a sense of entitlement to the point it's people out here who done had birthday cakes and shit. Let a day go by or a birthday go by, they don't get a birthday cake, they gonna feel away. But yet and still, the motherfucker who hadn't had a birthday cake is excited and happy. Which one is the real reaction you're supposed to have on each birthday, regardless to how many birthday cakes you done had or not?
Most people cry when they get a cake every year.
But I'm just saying, most people who get cakes every year don't.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not a true statistic. That's not a true statistic. Most people that get cakes every year don't cry.
I'm not gonna go off statistics. I'm gonna go off my life experience and the people that I know around
No,
me.
you're a logical person. Let's be logical about this shit. If human nature is when you get something on a regular basis, you develop what?
I don't know. What do you develop?
I keep it simple. I ain't gonna even go to the extreme. You get used to it. It becomes something that you expect. And once it's something that you expect, you have a sense of what?
I get used to penis, but it still feels
Oh my
good.
God, Jesus.
You get used to getting a birthday cake because it's your birthday.
When you get used to something and then you expect it after a while, what is it called? What do they call it when people expect something that they not?
Expectations?
That's true, but what's another word for it?
I don't know.
You develop a sense of.
I don't know. Can you tell me?
Can you try to think about it? Can you try? Like let's play word association. This can be a game. You don't have to get frustrated. You develop a sense of entitlement.
How do you develop a sense of entitlement?
When you feel like this is what a birthday's supposed to be. When you feel like
it's not supposed to be the same thing every year, sweetheart.
Okay.
Your birthday happens every year regardless. So if people don't celebrate the day that you were born, that is sad.
I'm glad to know again that you keep on saying that. You keep putting this connotation on everybody and you can't do that.
Some people want cookies this year.
Okay, not you can't do it. You doing it, obviously. You keep putting this connotation on everybody and guess what? It doesn't work like that. It's just like you speak English. Some people speak a whole nother fucking language. It's just like you live your life a certain way. Some people live a whole nother way. But it don't mean neither one of y'all not living. It's the principle. So when I say there's extremes, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you, and when a person get used to certain extremes, they develop a sense of entitlement, that's dangerous. It's not necessarily sad. Now, that's another extreme when somebody has never had a birthday celebrated or acknowledged. That's another extreme. But what I'm saying is somewhere right there in between is okay. It's balanced. It's not okay to have a sense of entitlement, and it's not okay to can I finish? To never be acknowledged. I wasn't.
Say nothing. I took a fucking breath.
Okay, I just said, can I finish? If you weren't finna say nothing, then hit dog holler. You don't got no reason to respond if it ain't true.
Yes, I do, because you always do that shit. I fucking breathe.
Bling, bling, bling.
Who stopped you?
Okay, well, you see how breathing in and opening your mouth to talk looks so similar to the point, damn, it's a logical mistake. It ain't nobody coming at you. But let's stick to the topic. We talking about two extremes. Somebody with a sense of entitlement about their birthday and somebody who never had their birthday acknowledged. All I'm saying is right there in between is an even keel for the person whose birthday it is as well as the people around. The person whose birthday, you could be balanced like, hey, shoot, even if my birthday is acknowledged or not, I've had birthdays where I had the big birthday parties. Like I said before, we teach our kids certain things. Hey, when you get to a certain age, these things are not going to be as important, like playing games, parties. But yet and still, they're not seeing the change. It's one thing to keep on making sure we celebrate these kids' birthday parties and different things so they know what to do for the next generation. But if each generation is becoming more, we broaden more and more of the kid side, then guess what? That's why we got a whole bunch of adults walking around here wearing the same clothes as kids. That's why we got a whole bunch of adults around here. You can't even differentiate what age are you in? And I ain't talking about people that just look young. I'm talking about people that haven't got over the fact that there's certain shit you can't keep doing. Like you can't throw a fit. and it be accepted. Because you're grown. So whatever's going on, it's meant for you to figure it out. But it's not for you to lash out on everybody as though it's their motherfucking fault or people don't care because they not celebrating it. Like, that's all I'm saying. Ain't nobody trying to tell you wrong because you want to do something for your birthday. No, it's just when a nigga take it too far.
It had nothing to do with my birthday. It had
Oh
nothing
my
to do
God.
with the fact that you think that I'm wrong for saying it's sad for people not acknowledging other people's birthdays. I can
Okay,
feel sad for people who don't get acknowledged on their birthdays. If that's your tradition, that's okay. It's not wrong for me to still feel sad for you because I feel like you should be celebrated on your
and
birthday.
again, I didn't say you can't feel sad. I just said it's like for him, it's not necessarily sad. We talking two different.
Sad.
Oh my
He was
God.
crying at his friend's shoulder. Nobody never celebrated me like this. He was clearly sad.
That's appreciation. That's not
He
sad.
was appreciative.
That's not sad, bruh.
Appreciative, sweetheart. But he was.
I'm saying you're metabolizing what you feel about his situation and saying that that's sad. I get to you, it was a sad situation. But at the same time, even if you feel sad about the fact that he didn't get a party, you should be glad that he got one. So it shouldn't be a sad situation.
I am so happy that his friends finally made him feel that
Okay, so
celebration, but I
we
feel
shouldn't
like
worry about the times he didn't.
everybody should be celebrated on their birthday. It's not.
But you're not hearing me. We shouldn't be so stuck on the times that he didn't that we acknowledge that that's sad. That's all I said. That's all the fuck I was saying. But I get it. That's sad. And be like, oh, that's sad. That man ain't never had no party. No, he finally know what it's like. He finally know what everybody else going through. Or what you think everybody else is going through. Because everybody don't do that shit. Like, we think our American culture is so fucking important that we got to push that shit on everybody else. And like I keep on saying, this age gap thing, like they done extended childhood so fucking long that you got adults out this motherfucker throwing fits. And the only reason why I say fits because we talking about shit that don't fucking matter. If you had a fucking birthday party or not, ain't gonna matter a hill of beans whether or not you have to take care of your fucking business. You're not hearing shit. I ain't get to finish the sentence, but go ahead, let's go. What you got to say?
I said, hell no, because I don't have a birthday.
What I'm talking about.
We disagreeing because you feel like birthdays shouldn't be celebrated.
I didn't say not at all, so stop that shit.
I said you feel like birthdays shouldn't be celebrated, and I feel like they do.
Again, I didn't say not at all, so stop saying I don't feel like they should be celebrated. I just said when a motherfucker takes shit too far to a sense of entitlement, like say for instance your family don't got it. Let's say for instance it ain't been planned for. It shouldn't be a big deal like don't nobody give a fuck about you. When you have been acknowledged before. When you have had the time to put some shit together for you, you at a certain age to where should nobody have to celebrate you. If you want a celebration, you can make that shit happen. Like, as a kid, you can't. You gotta depend on your parents to do that shit. But as an adult, we can do whatever the fuck we want to make happen. Okay, so again, that's all I'm saying. You agree with me again. We don't have a point of contention other than I'm saying it at a different time than you. You saying it's sad, I say, you know what? I get what you're saying, but the situation in totality is not sad. So, I mean, I agree with you, but I have another opinion too. That's the difference. So I don't understand why it's always got to be so much contention.
You said how you felt. Well, I felt first. You said how you felt, but you.
And I said I agree, but it's not completely sad.
The live on and recorded and go into why. You said, let me show you why birthdays ain't this, and this. And then you went further and further and further. So yes, now we have this contingent that's going on, but it didn't have to be none of this. Honestly.
Wow. I'm glad you're learning to explain and remember what's going on in conversation. I'm glad. But I'll be glad when you learn to remember the important parts of the conversation in order to recognize why I said why it got to be contention. Because again, I said, I agree with what you're saying, but I added something to it, and then you like, well, you disagreeing. Like, okay, we can agree to disagree. But at the same time, I agreed and disagreed. So, can we agree and disagree? Because I feel like it's more of a situation than just how you, like, I feel like when you just say it's sad, when this man getting celebrated, it's like, okay, it might have been sad in the past, but in the present, he's being celebrated. So what's there to be sad about? That's all. And even with that, I said that shit ain't really nothing to be sad about because if you speak Spanish and I speak English, I done seen this interaction too many times where I walk up to a motherfucker who speak another language and they don't know what the fuck I'm saying, and all they do is smile. They start speaking to me, all I do is smile because I don't know what they saying. Why? Because the two don't compute. I don't know what they saying, they don't know what I'm saying. So all I'm saying is there's a difference in culture taking place. And some people, we might live in the same country, but still practice different cultures. There's a poverty culture, there's a struggle culture. There's so many different cultures niggas ain't even thought to even put a name on. So all I'm saying is people run their house different ways. So for a nigga to be like, man, shit, you ain't never had a birthday party and then make somebody feel like they ass ain't had life, ain't had a birthday party, to me, I think that's sad too. But nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how if you're not participating in what the mob is doing, then they act like you don't have no fucking life. Like I remember the first time I went to school and the kids found out what I ate for dinner and they tried to tell me I was poor. Like, I remember going to school and wearing certain clothes, but they went to trendy clothes and motherfuckers tried to treat me like I was poor. But I was happy as fuck with my life until I started going around this. No, it ain't. Oh my God. It ain't something you gotta deal with. We teach our kids to deal with that shit by forcing them to be in certain circumstances they don't gotta be in. When we sit over here and act like every kid gotta be a worker. So we be like, well, you're gonna have to learn how to deal with people in society because you're gonna be working with people that you don't like. And in order to take care of yourself, you're gonna have to work. So that's why you send kids to school and put them in them peer pressure situations. But if you really want a person to cultivate themselves and be themselves, why put them in a situation where nobody know who the fuck they are, but we acting out the idiocracies of our parents who wasn't allowed to be themselves? So really all we doing is portraying the idiocracies of our parents and learning what the world want us to be doing in order to work for them when we get older. That's all that's going on in school. And if you don't know the shit that my parents into, then shit, you ain't up on game. And the shit that we do know from our parents, we didn't even get that explained to us all the way. So that's why I say idiocracies. The little bit of shit that we can understand or we was able to see and then we reenact it when our parents ain't around. And that's all the more reason we know we wrong to an extent. And you bound to get wrong what your parents was doing because first of all, your ass ain't old enough to know what the fuck going on. But here it is, we grow up and we age out, and the next generation age out, then the next generation age out, and then we got a whole society of motherfuckers that's forcing the next generation of kids to be like, this is what you gotta be. But like when we gonna put emphasis on shit that's more important? Like character of a person. Like leaving some shit behind for the next generation. Like not hoarding more than you can even afford to spend in your lifetime. But yet still we celebrate motherfuckers who do that shit. And then we get mad at the people who don't got shit. That don't make no sense to me. That don't make no sense to me. Good thing I believe in abundance. That no matter how much you hoard, it's still more. But when you got people out here whose spirits is broke, as well as people who just not trying to figure out what's going on in life, that shit is fucked up. Because they don't know that it's abundance out here. Not to mention you forcing them to learn what you want them to know. So, shit, they stop believing. If they become hopeless, whose fault is it? If a motherfucker feel like, damn, because I ate Venus and Weenies last night, I ain't shit because everybody else had pizza last night or went out to eat, whose fault is that? Can't blame the kids per se, but I will look at the adults and say like, damn, what are we making more important than it is? To the point now our kids are forcing that on other kids. No different if you sitting over there beating on your gal all day, then your son go to school because he tired of seeing his mama get beat on. He jump on somebody before they can jump on him, or your daughter jump on somebody before they can jump on them. You feel me? It's no different. But I feel like it's the same thing with this culture-rated shit that we try to do in our household where we make shit more important than it is. And a lot of times because of the shit, Last generation didn't get that shit. But if they didn't get that shit, guess what? They didn't need it in certain instances. A lot of them was better than us. Like, I put it to you like this. Niggas getting more money, but as far as character, niggas ain't shit. As far as the shit motherfuckers willing to do to get certain things, motherfuckers ain't shit. So we might be so-called progressive in this country to the point we getting more money, but at what expense though? We said fuck who we are inside for the money. But then we gonna say we making progress.